Hey everybody, this is Khara. I just wanted to introduce two of my amazing colleagues and good friends. So I'm going to be really happy to just hear from them today. They are part of the reason that Perfectioner now has a Spanish version of the book. So this book is a passion project. It's a lot of vulnerability for me. Both of them have read it and were super supportive of me saying, let's have a Spanish version. So they are on here to tell you more as to why that's important and just tell you what they like. So hopefully this isn't too awkward because I'm sitting right here with them. But let's see what happens.
I just want to congratulate you because now you are crossing language barriers. Even though you're not speaking the language, Kara, you are being such a great facilitator for change, even in the Latin, in the Spanish-speaking culture, Latin culture. And I've been talking about Perfectioneur since I read it. I personally have used this hashtag called Delicious Reads, and everybody who sees hashtag Delicious Reads, they follow it. Yours has been a delicious read, and a lot of my family from Mexico are like, what is this book? What's it about? And so I have a lot of family members that are counselors, therapists, social workers. And so they're like, what is it about? And I'm talking to them about the different, self-care movements. Like, can you give it to us? And I was like, it's not in Spanish. It's not in Spanish. And so a lot of my family members like, can you get it in Spanish? And then I asked, Kara, would you be open to translating it? And she looked into it, and so they're super excited, and I'm excited for you as well, because now it's going to be a great resource for the Spanish speaking community as well, therapists, caseworkers, to be able to, and I think even further, all entrepreneurs, to be looking at, what are some of the things I need to look within myself to be able to, longevity, to maintain in the field and take care of myself, my loved ones, and be able to separate the professional from the profession as well.
Thank
Yeah.
you. That means a lot to me.
And I think not because we couldn't read it in English, right? Like obviously we read it in English, but I think Alex is bringing the point that a lot of times when we translate things, so a lot of our friends or families or colleagues who are in Mexico and other places, they understand English, but sometimes they miss some of the words. So having it in Spanish is so rich. And I always talk to Alex, sorry, that anytime that I read something, I am so sorry, something in English, I like to read in Spanish because of the difference in language. So we know that Spanish language is so different, and there are a lot of the times we have words in English that they cannot be translated. So
Correct.
that's why our friends and our colleagues struggle in other countries. So having this book, and I keep turning around because like I have the English version here. Having this book in Spanish is just like an awesome way for us to read it in English and read in Spanish, because that's how our brain works, right?
Right.
We're constantly reading something in English and then we're translated in Spanish so that we can share this content either with our colleagues, with our friends, but even with clients, right? When I talked to you, Khara, when I read this book in English, and I said, is humanizing the parts of being a perfectionist,
Yes.
right? It's not telling me, because when I grew up being a perfectionist, it was such a bad thing. And I think I can still hear that part, but you brought this concept and then humanize it. Like, no, it's not that it's a bad thing. It can be if you have a hard time balancing things. However, you humanize the whole concept of it. And for me, that was the rich, like I want more of it,
That's awesome.
right?
Just made my heart happy because this was an exercise in vulnerability to say, like, I think there's a stubborn part of me that, again, wants to hear, like, perfectionist is not always a bad thing. I think I'm glad that came across the way it did, because I think in entrepreneur and perfectionist, they don't usually go together, right? We've had that as like a mentality for decades now. And then I like to point out, well, Steve Jobs was an identified perfectionist and he did amazing things, right? He did innovative things. It's not all crippling. And so I'm glad that came across. And to Alex's point, yes, I want to see this as a bigger movement. That's why I love that both of you were like, please do this. This is awesome. Because I don't see it as just being relevant to mental health therapists, which I know the three of us are. Like, I feel like it is going to expand beyond that to the entrepreneurs I'm trying to seek out. The workaholics, the startup founders, the people who work 24/7 and are burning the candle at both ends. And I think we all have our own lived experience with some of that, being professional helpers. But it's nice to hear that this can help the expansion to really bring out further reach when it comes to the Spanish version. And it's been out for a week. Obviously, you don't have all the copies in your hot hands yet, but then we're going to do an audio version. And so hopefully that also reaches more people. So I just really appreciate both your support and knowing that it translates over with integrity. Alex, especially because I had you look at this and make sure the passion was still there. That was super important to me. So thank you for that.
And like I said, great job, because I think if anything, it's starting to open up conversations with amongst other entrepreneurs and other mental health therapists about, hey, have you read this book? What do you think? And so it brings a community of like-minded people together to have those discussions about being human and being real. So it's good.
Yeah.
So
yeah, thank you both. So yeah, hopefully everyone gets a chance to check out the book. It's on there. I don't have a Kindle version. That's probably another thing I need to do. But I just really appreciate you both and the fact that you're helping me spread this out there, letting people know. I do really kick myself for not taking Spanish in high school and college, because this would have been so much easier to be more connected to the community. But with your help, it's still possible. So I really appreciate you both. Thank you for sharing your thoughts, and I hope everyone else can get a chance to check it out.